Good morning, everybody. It's Darren here from LeedsBros. Hope we're all keeping on doing well. And this is something new and something different here on LeedsBros. We're going to try, guys, each morning, Monday to Friday, between 8 and half 8, we're going to bring you a new daily upload. We're going to talk about the latest Leeds United topics around Elland Road. We're going to bring you a little bit of latest Leeds United news and everything else in between. So, as I said, a new daily upload that you can listen to on your morning commute on the way to work, your morning walk, lunchtime, whatever it may be, guys. So watch this show right to the very end. Let us know if you enjoyed it, guys. And if you do, it's something that we continue going forward. So let's get into the show. We're going to talk a little bit about Anton Stach and his nomination. We're going to talk about Jayden Bogle, who's running a risk of a suspension, and how significant that could be for Leeds United going forward in a busy Christmas period. And then we're also going to talk about Leeds United's recent form, the positives that we can take from that, and then we need to move on and bring that into a busy Christmas period for Leeds United, and can Daniel Farke can propel us away from that bottom three. So let's get into the show. So Anton Stach has been nominated for Player of the Week for match week 15. And I think this is absolutely fantastic, guys. This is exactly what I want to see at Leeds United. It's been a rough and a very negative period for Leeds United pre-Manchester City. And who would have said back then that in a week, 10 days time, that one of our players is going to be nominated for Player of the Week. And I think this is absolutely fantastic. And Anton Stach absolutely deserves it. He was brilliant against Chelsea. He was brilliant against Liverpool. And I just think it's absolutely great to see that Leeds United players are amongst this and being nominated for this award. So this was released last night by the Leeds United official account. You can go vote for Anton Stach right up till 12 o'clock today, sorry. I'm after doing it 3 times because I really hope he gets it. So I went on to say Leeds United midfielder Anton Stach has been shortlisted for Premier League Player of Match Week 15 award after a commending all-round display in Saturday's exhilarating 3-3 draw with Liverpool at Elland Road. Match Week 15 of the 25-26 Premier League season has delivered no shortage of standout individual performances across the division, with 8 players earning a place in the league's shortlist. Fans now have a chance to cast their vote, with polls open until 12 o'clock GMT on Wednesday, the 10th of December. The winner will be announced. So we'll know by later on today if Anton Stach has won this award. And I love to see this, lads. I really, really do. Who would have thought a Leeds United player a couple of weeks ago would be involved in getting Player of the Week? So make sure you go vote for Anton Stach. Let's keep that positive vibes going on around Leeds United. Stach himself, lads, he has been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I have to give him a special mention because he came into Leeds United and he hit the ground running. He was absolutely fantastic. His free kick against Wolves, and we unlocked the gem. Then we seen a massive taper off then from Anton Stach. We know he was carrying that rib injury. He was a broken finger. He was carrying a couple of knocks and a couple of bangs, and his performance levels was dipping massively, and he was starting to frustrate the Leeds United fan base. Particularly me, because we knew the levels that he was at, and he was really after tapering off. And I want to talk about this because I do put this down to the manager a little bit and not rotating the team back then. When you could visibly see that Anton Stach, he wasn't match fit. He wasn't ready to go, particularly with a rib injury. You shouldn't be playing football if you have a rib injury. I had one before, a little bit of a cracked rib, and I couldn't get up the stairs, never mind play a football match. But now we're seeing a different Leeds United, a different Daniel Farke with a little bit of flexibility that's able to rotate the squad now that if players are injured, we can bring them in. And Anton Stach did have a couple of matches on the sideline. He's had to fight his way back into this Leeds United side. And since he's been absolutely brilliant, lads, for Leeds United. So special mention to Anton Stach. And let's hope he can keep that going forward for Leeds United, because he's a real vital part of that Leeds United midfield. And starting to play in the position that he was brought in to do, a little bit deeper, breaking up the play, but still being able to get forward and score goals for Leeds United. Not being given that burden of the playmaker for Leeds United, trying to be the one to support the attack. We're seeing El Tanaka doing that a lot more as well. So it's really suited Anton Stach. So plaudits to him. Make sure you go vote. Let's get him Player of the Week for match week 15. Let's move on. Let's talk about Jayden Bogle. So he is running the risk of a suspension after picking up a yellow card against Liverpool on Saturday. So he was on 4 yellow cards at the moment. So Saturday, Jayden Bogle received his 4th yellow card of the season as he tripped Cody Gakpo midway through the first half when Liverpool looked to counter. Bogle has played every Premier League game since Leeds' promotion. However, he's now at risk of a suspension. 1 yellow card between now and match week 15 will see him banned for 1 game. So that's right up to the Liverpool game on New Year's Day. So Jayden Bogle has to be a good boy. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because pre-Man City, I would have been worried about this. Who's going into right back? How are we going to cover that right back position? We know Jayden Bogle gives us that attacking threat as well down the right-hand side, and he's a really massive part of this Leeds United side. But I don't feel as bad about this now if he does pick up a yellow card as what I would have done pre-Manchester City. The reason being, we're starting to see these Leeds United players that we brought in the summer. Our James Justin, our Sebastian Borneo, Hakabi Yall, Ilya Gruev, who we haven't seen. Daniel Farke is really starting to rotate this squad, and we've seen that players can come in and actually do a job, especially in this new formation, the 3-5-2. I think James Justin will be absolutely a perfect replacement for Jayden Bogle down that right-hand side if he does have to come in for a game. Now, I'm not saying go get your yellow card, Jayden Bogle, and restart it. Obviously, try and not get your yellow card, but if the inevitable does happen, it's football. He's a defender. The way he plays, he's naturally going to pick up yellow cards. So if and when it does happen, we have a really good replacement there in James Justin. So I don't think it's as significant as what it would have been pre-Manchester City with Jayden Bogle as well. So definitely one to keep an eye on, and let's hope he keeps himself being a good boy. We'll keep an eye on it over the next couple of days. Let's move on then, and let's talk about Leeds United's latest run of form. So obviously, it's been a really positive period for Leeds United. Manchester City, that second half fight back was absolutely brilliant. Something changed in that game in the second half when Dan James went off injured, and Daniel Farke decided to be brave, roll the dice, go to 3-5-2 was what we were all calling for as fans for weeks. We were calling for a back pre-Burnley. I think it was the Burnley preview. Myself and Dylan were calling to go with the 3-5-2. So Daniel Farke done it, and we've seen really positive signs. Unlucky to not get a point against Manchester City. Then Chelsea midweek on the Wednesday, he started with the 3-5-2, and it was absolutely brilliant. Chelsea didn't know what hit them. A 3-1 win. It could have been more. It could have been more, but an absolutely brilliant performance from Leeds United. We took that then into the Liverpool game. Again, same 3-5-2, and I think Liverpool expected it a little bit. After probably the first 10, 15 minutes, Liverpool really had us penned in. Leeds United couldn't get out with that 3-5-2. And then we seen Daniel Farke, well, the second half, look at Liverpool get 2 early goals. And then Daniel Farke was able to be a little bit flexible and change it back to the 4-3-3. And then Liverpool couldn't get a full hold in the game. And I really like to see this now. Leeds United have a different dynamic to them than what we've had a couple of weeks ago, where the base formation was the same. We're seeing the same personnel, the same starting lineup. And we all knew it as a fan base, how Leeds United were going to play, who was going to play. And if we knew it, you could bet your bottom dollar the opposition managers knew exactly the way Leeds United were going to set up. But I like this little bit of question mark around Leeds United now. Who's going to start the game? Is it going to be 3-5-2? Is it going to be 4-3-3? And that's good for us as fans guessing, because it's going to keep the opposition manager guessing as well. So it's definitely something to build on. It's a foundation Leeds United have laid over these 3 games that we never thought was possible. We all looked at this period going, that's a tough run of fixtures. Leeds United could come out of these 3 games with absolutely no points. So to come out with 4 is absolutely fantastic for Leeds United. And it's something now that we need to build on going forward and take it into a very busy Christmas period for Leeds United. So let's take a look at Leeds United's next 3 games. So we've Brentford away. We know down in London, it's not a happy hunting ground for Leeds United. We've got Crystal Palace at home then. It's going to be a tough fixture. That's going to be a tough one, that one. But Elland Road, we've seen absolutely anything can happen. And then we've got Sunderland away just after Christmas. And the reason why I've pinpointed this is I still think Leeds United's away form is a concern. And I think that that's backed up with the results that we've had away from home this season. Only 1 win so far, and that was away to Wolves. And we all know what Wolves are, probably the worst Premier League team that we're probably ever going to see. They're absolutely horrendous. So Leeds United need to change this. We need to start picking up a couple of points on the road. Very, very unlucky against Manchester City, but we do need to bring that performance in, particularly against Brentford, and something that Daniel Farke needs to build on. That concern is still there for me away from home. And it probably has been with Daniel Farke from his reign at Leeds United. Leeds United away from home, we always seem a little bit dodgy away from home. We always seem to drop points away from home. So I'm very interested to see how Daniel Farke deals with this going into this run of fixtures. Because as I said, it's something to build on now for Leeds United. Well, Farke is showing flexibility now, and he needs to keep this up. I hope he doesn't revert back to the 4-3-3 and being rigid and the same personnel and the same formation And the same thing as well, guys. I don't want to just see him stick with the 4-3-3 for every single game just because it worked against Chelsea and Liverpool and not deviate away from that. I want to continue to see that flexibility from Daniel Farke going forward in a very, very good, very tough period and a very important period for Leeds United coming up. We've given ourselves a massive fighting chance now. The Premier League table is looking a lot better than what it did pre-Manchester City. We've got ourselves out of the relegation zone, 2 points ahead of West Ham, level on points with Nottingham Forest. But if you look at Brentford, we could peg them back. If we could go down to London, then it's a massive if, and take 3 points off them. That really pulls them back into it then, doesn't it? Crystal Palace down at home, as I said, absolutely anything can happen. If you could even take a point from that game, not too bad. And then we go to Sunderland as well. And I want to see Leeds United continue that run of form, what we've seen away from home against Manchester City, and go there and try and pick up something in the game. So it's a really, really interesting period for Leeds United. I'm really interested to see how we build on this going forward. And more importantly, how Daniel Farke deals with this situation for Leeds United. We've seen something that we haven't seen from Daniel Farke probably over his whole reign at Leeds United. He's starting to show a little bit of flexibility, and let's hope he sticks with it. So that is it, guys, from your morning show. I hope you did enjoy it. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on all these topics, guys. Drop a like on the video, hit subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And we'll be back tomorrow between 8 and half 8 for your new morning show, guys. So that's it for me. Mind yourselves, mind each other. Catch you in the next one.